Each of us has a path of pure potential, the best and fullest life possible. We have the ability to tap into the vast web of life and the power to deepen our connection to the spirit world. We are creators of our lives and can shift our experiences at any moment to live our highest path. To be alive is magic, and through this knowledge, we can heal and transform anything we wish. Join me, Felicia Armstrong, as we learn how to apply the ancient practices of shamanism to our everyday contemporary life. Enjoy learning about different aspects of shamanism and living in tune with nature cycles, along with guided shamanic journeys and meditations. I'm Felicia Armstrong, and this is Shamanic Living. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Shamanic Living. I'm Felicia Armstrong, and I'm here monthly to discuss all the aspects of spirituality and shamanism that I use in my day-to-day life. My journey in the spiritual realm started at an incredibly young age, and I've picked up so many tools along the way that have enriched my life completely. And I'm honored to be able to share all of my knowledge with each of you. If you've been listening and have been liking what you're hearing, please rate, review, and subscribe, and maybe tell a friend. With spring in full bloom, I felt called to talk about a subject that's so important to me today: Plant Spirit Shamanism. So to begin with, let's talk about the current energy that we're experiencing through May's nature cycle, so we can get an idea of the energy that's influencing our lives at this time. So we've just moved through the nature holiday of Beltane, or May Day, which happened on May 1st. This holiday marks the halfway point between the spring equinox and summer solstice. Beltane is another fire festival, and the word actually originates from the Celtic god Bel and the Gaelic word teen, which means fire. So for this holiday, we're giving thanks to the fertility of spring. Moving through the wheel of the year brings us through death and introspection, and then back out into the energy of creation and rebirth. So this is our rebirth part. You can understand the energy of a nature holiday just by allowing nature to reflect it back to you. So to look outside, we see that the earth is bursting forward with life, and we naturally feel called to go outdoors. So that symbolizes us moving out, stepping out, bringing our gifts back out into the world and to ourselves. At this time, the veil between the worlds is thinning, just like during Samhain. But where Samhain, we are more so working with our ancestors, during Beltane, it's more potent for connecting to the fairy realm and the fae folk, the nature spirits. Which brings me to my topic of the day, Plant Spirit Shamanism. I feel like this is a realm that all shaman are connected to in some way. Almost every healer I have ever met, including myself, knows the power that plants hold for humanity. It's probably safe to say that every shamanic culture around the world uses plant medicine in some way. They realize the incredible wisdom that plants hold in healing our bodies and our spirits. I've felt completely connected to plant spirit medicine since I was a child, always making potions out of plants and flowers I felt drawn to, and I totally felt that they held magical properties and could heal. Not only do plants have tons of health benefits, but they can heal the spirit bodies too. So I've taken that practice of potion making as a child and went further into understanding the gifts that plants hold by now journeying to plant spirits and receiving incredible healing and knowledge from them, as well as ingesting them when I'm guided to. So you can't really have the practice of shamanism if you do not commune with nature, with plants. We see that in shamanism, everything is part of the vast web of life, and humanity is deeply connected to nature just because we're a part of it. So plant spirit shamanism is simply the shaman's way with plants. Again, shaman recognize that plants have spirit, and spirit has the strongest medicine. Throughout our history, it's almost been as if mankind is here to conquer nature, forgetting that we're a part of it. It's so important that we start to understand the gifts of the plant kingdom because it's truly what sustains us. It allows us life. And we work with plants every single day in some way. We ingest them for food and medicine. We put them on our bodies to beautify our skin, to make ourselves feel better. For balance, we make shelters from them, our homes. It's incredible to think about the fact that almost half of all medicines used in the US come from plants. So where would we be without them? I feel like we could have such powerful shifts in the way that we live if we all just start to remember the wisdom of the plant kingdom. Now, we do have healers in our Western society that understand the importance of plants and how their spirits heal. Aside from shamanic healers and other earth-based spiritualities like Wicca, we have naturopathic doctors and herbalists. So now, in this time in history, ayahuasca has become a very popular subject, as well as working with other exotic and hallucinatory plants. Now, these can be incredibly powerful and healing if they're done with deep reverence. We should always be seeking out guidance and just checking out, am I meant to work with this plant, especially if it's something psychoactive? They can open your mind and your spirit to beautiful experiences, but in turn, if you're not ready or haven't done them with reverence, you can also pull in the opposite of that. So there's such an incredible emerging field right now in using psychedelic plants to help us to reconnect brainwave passages and to heal anxiety and depression and all other kinds of ailments that humanity suffers from. So it is a really important aspect of plant spirit medicine. My own background in plant spirits is with non-hallucinatory plants. I've been someone personally who has always felt very close to the spirit realm, so I haven't really felt called to work much in a hallucinatory plant medicine at this point in my life. But it's absolutely an individual decision, but one that needs to be made with the utmost care. It's also said that the plants that are to work with you will simply live where you do. This is absolutely not to say that you won't or shouldn't work with exotic plants. But a main principle is that a woman in the Midwest will have very different healing needs than a woman in the Amazon. So the plants for us tend to exist where we live. Their energies are kind of acclimated to our energies. So how do people work with plant spirits? Well, most shaman will ingest the plant, but some just work with its spirit energetically too. When we work with plants, it's the same. Sometimes it's just journeying with the spirit of a plant, and other times it's that plus drinking or eating it to become even more in tune with its energy. Plants have nourished us as food and medicine since humanity began. Their healing capabilities are also carried through our ancestral lineages. I had this really amazing event happen to me years back. So I had just started creating my skincare line, making handmade soaps and moisturizers and toners. And I went to visit my grandpa, and he said he had a gift for me. And I opened it, and it was this box of soap that I could tell was very old. And he told me that it was made by an ancestor of mine that I had never heard of, a man named S.B. Pennick. And this man had people scouring jungles and forests for compounds that could be used as medicine. He even put ads out in papers to employ locals to pick specific medicinal plants in Western North Carolina, where 80% of plants gathered for pharmaceuticals were at the time. He just so happened to also make soap along with selling these really beautiful individual boxes of plants for their medicinal properties. I was completely blown away that I not only carried this connection in my spirit body, but it was also in my ancestral line. I also had other family members that owned farms. My great grandpa used to forage for mushrooms and other wild edibles, which is something I find absolutely fascinating, especially in the mushroom kingdom, because it's something you have to be so careful of. And to carry that knowledge down is amazing. And we all have knowledge of plants in some way, whether that's through gardening, cooking, or medicine. All of us have relatives that understood the healing that plants held. So working with plants is just embedded within our souls. So if you feel drawn to this work, how can you start to work with the spirit of plants? There are so many ways. When I'm teaching about plant spirit shamanism, one of the activities I have my students do is plant gazing. It's simply just that, sitting within the energy of a particular plant. You can look at the plant with new eyes just by softening your gaze and staring at it gently. You might be surprised to be able to sense the plant's aura by feeling or even seeing colors, just like how we can sense a human aura, which is the energy field that exists around all living things. Sit and notice how it makes you feel, feeling its vibration. It's amazing how when we give ourselves space to feel out with our intuition, we can connect to ancient wisdom that you might not have even known was available to you. Every plant you work with by ingesting or journeying to will have a specific effect on you. There isn't anything you can work with that won't produce an effect. This is because every living thing that we ingest and bring into our energy field contains its own energy, similar to a personality. That energy intermingles with ours, and we can start to notice that being near particular plants makes us feel a certain way. Another thing that you can do is to take a walk in nature to find a plant ally. Plant ally being just like a spirit guide, a power animal. It's a spirit that is there to help and assist you on your life's path and journey. So to do this, start in your home by some breathing and grounding exercises. Whenever we do any intuitive work, it's so important to get ourselves connected and in that intuitive space so that it's easy for us to do this work. With your eyes closed, you can just take a few big deep breaths in and out, just noticing your breath, connecting your energy to source light and to the earth. Then calling in all of your divine helping spirits to be with you and to protect you and assist you on your journey. Then set your intention out loud or in your head, stating that you are now going to be taking a walk outdoors to meet with a plant ally. So I'll usually bring a journal with me, and then I'll get up and go outside. Take your time and just walk until you feel drawn to a particular plant. Then again, just like in plant gazing, sit within the energy of the plant. Gaze at it, see what you sense about its aura, its energy field, and then you can start to ask questions. So in your head, you can ask, what can you help me with? What spiritual properties do you hold? Be curious, be open, treat it like you're meeting a new friend for the first time. And if you're not already familiar with plants in your area, you can grab a book on plants local to where you live, or there are even great apps you can download on your phone that will take a picture of a plant and identify it for you, which has been super helpful for me too. And just a word of caution, never pick or ingest a plant unless you know what it is, because poisonous and prickly plants can still be plant allies. They have a lot to teach us too. And I think when people go into even working with power animals, they'll think, the insect that is gross to them, it can't possibly be a power animal or an animal that they just have an aversion to. And every living thing has power and wisdom and knowledge that it can bestow upon you. So just be very open. I also make it a practice to ask permission from a plant if I'm going to pick it. So this is even when I'm working outside and I'm picking flowers, or if I'm trying to pick a plant that I want to ingest to work with on a spirit level. Just remember that you're working with a living, breathing thing. It really starts to change your relationship with the nature realm. So at this point, your ally may guide you to dieting it, which is ingesting it, to continue to kind of work within its energy. But again, only if you know what it is. Because even seemingly benign plants can have a huge physical effect on the body. So do your research. Like if we look to lavender, lavender is a very widely used plant. It's got very beautiful soothing properties, but it can make people physically tired. So it's not something that you're going to want to, be smelling a ton of lavender essential oil maybe when you're driving. So there's a time and place for things too. You can keep a journal of the plants that you feel drawn to working with and even draw pictures of them, write about their energy and how you feel called to work with them more deeply. So it's the same practice as just a normal journeying practice where you're keeping track of the wisdom that you gain from your journey, maybe steps that you're meant to take moving forward and whatever you learned. I had such a cool experience when I first journeyed to learn about one of my own plant allies. I was shown a plant that I had never heard of, and I was given its name, which I was very lucky to have gotten because I don't think in Journey I could have recognized it. I felt the energy of the plant. I felt how it could help me, and I was just grateful for the beautiful experience and kind of thought it would end there. So the next day, one of my children was pretending to be a nature spirit, which of course I loved, and I kid you not, walked up to me and said that their name was the name of the plant ally I had just discovered the day before. And it is not a name I'd ever heard of. It was the most bizarre thing. I hadn't said it out loud to anyone, but it was such an amazing confirmation. So know that spirit does have a playful side and will validate your experiences for you too. If you're drawn to working with plant spirits, try the exercises that I talked to you about today. This is a great start into getting you to familiarize yourself with the plant realm. And just begin to become more intentional about interacting with plants. Remember that they are alive and they have distinguishable traits and characteristics just like we do, just like animals, just like humans. Allow yourself to learn about a whole new world that has been waiting for you to discover it. So for today, we are going to go on a shamanic journey to meet specifically with a flower spirit that holds meaning and healing for you. I want to remind you that as we perform any guided meditation or journey, there is no pressure for anything to happen. Just make space for yourself to have whatever experience you are meant to. Even if that's just having some time of rest, just try to follow along with what I'm saying and relax. So allow your eyes to gently close and just drop into your breath. Breathing in slowly, feeling your breath flow coolly in through your nose. Feeling your chest rise and abdomen, and then slowly exhale out your abdomen and chest, out your mouth. Again, breathing in slowly and fully through your nose. Exhaling out your mouth. One last slow breath in, and slowly out of your mouth. Now just allow your breathing to regulate. Breathing naturally in and out as your body needs. And see yourself getting up and out of your body and moving outdoors. Finding a tree and merging easily within it. Just feeling yourself becoming a part of the tree. This tree is a portal for you to travel to the spirit realms. And you can feel yourself starting to move down through the tree, down its roots, through the soft earth, and finally dropping down into a beautiful place in nature. It's nighttime, and a brilliant pearly moon is softly illuminating the landscape. You immediately find yourself in front of a tall hedge of towering shrubs that seem to extend for miles in both directions. You notice that not far off are ancient-looking garden doors, painted a deep amethyst, and feel completely drawn to move through them. The ancient doors creak as you push them open, and the moment you do, you are hit by the most incredible smells of flowers. It's as if you are entering the Garden of Eden at night. You walk fully in and are greeted by brilliant moonlight. It radiates down from above you, pearly rays offering guiding light. Looking around, you see every kind of plant and flower you could possibly imagine. It's as if every plant ever created exists here in this garden. Fireflies are lighting up the sky with their emerald light, and crickets hum soothingly all around you. This garden is full of plant spirits, and one of them is your ally. It holds healing and meaning just for you. So you take your time moving through this beautiful landscape, feeling healed simply by being here. You are here to meet a plant ally, like a spirit guide. This is a loving spirit here to heal and teach you. So you take your time walking through this garden until you come across a plant ally for yourself. Noticing that the moonlight begins to concentrate in front of you, almost guiding you to a certain place. You realize that the moon is taking you to your plant ally. So you follow it as it lights your path. You walk forward, just enjoying this incredible space, until you see the moonlight pause and fully illuminate a particular flower. You walk up to this flower and immediately feel an affinity to it, knowing that this is your ally. The flower moves up to face you. In this realm of spirit, the plant can communicate directly and easily with you. It asks you to sit with it, and you do, noticing what it looks like, the colors and the scent. You sit down in the soft earth, feeling the moonlight coolly shine down upon you and your plant ally. You may or may not know what flower this is, so if you're unsure, you ask the flower and listen to whatever it tells you. This flower holds specific properties, and it tells you how it can heal your spirit. Sitting with your ally, you notice what its personality is like. Does it feel feminine or masculine? How is it meant to bring you back into balance? Your ally offers its healing to you in some way now. It may give you some of itself or offer energy to you, and you accept it gratefully. Thanking your ally fully, you stand up and begin to make your way back out of the garden, back through the amethyst doors, and finding the tree roots you journeyed down through, making your way back up the tree and out of it, moving back into your space, into your body, and taking in a big, deep inhale, feeling yourself fully anchored back into your body. Just beginning to move your feet, your hands, feeling yourself completely embodied once more. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes and record anything that you got in your beautiful journey. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me today. Thank you so deeply for listening and for creating a spiritual path for yourself. Please hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying the show, and if you're on Apple, please rate and review. And drop a comment on an episode you enjoyed. I'd love to hear what you're thinking of the show, and let me know what plant ally you discovered for yourself. I'm also now offering to answer any intuitive questions you may have on upcoming episodes. So if you would like to receive some intuitive guidance, please email me any questions to healingbyfelicia@gmail.com, and I will get to yours as soon as I can. You can join me again next month as we continue our journey into the beautiful path of shamanic living. And remember that you can always get in touch with me for an Akashic record reading or shamanic healing at my brand new website, Felicia, Felicia Armstrong.com. I will be holding a Plant Spirit workshop over the summer, so if you'd like to join, be sure to sign up for my mailing list on my website and you will be the first able to register. You can also keep in touch with me at my Facebook page, Felicia Armstrong Shamanic Healer, and through Instagram through my tag at Felicia.s.Armstrong. May you walk every day in deep connection to Mother Earth.